In Recovered podcast, everybody. I almost said Wasted Air, formerly Wasted Air podcast, because that's what we used to do.
Yeah, it definitely is. But now I guess, man, what's the plan here? You got to catch me up on this.
The plan here is we got a few things we've been planning, a lot of things actually, with Wrecked and Recovered. We're working on a new format, sort of, a way to try to get more content out to everybody. And our solution right now, Lord willing, the tow truck doesn't break down on the side of the road on us.
No.
We're
It's
gonna
good. It's good.
our goal is to try to get weekly recoveries, or as soon as we get a recovery, we'll have that full video come out, and then a week from that video, we'll have a clean out of the car video. And if you haven't seen that, it's because you're probably not a member.
Yeah,
Because
that
right
comes out
now,
Saturday, actually. Right? Are we doing
yeah,
Saturdays or Sundays?
I don't know if we have a scheduled day.
When did the last one come out? I forget. But either way, weekly videos. So yeah, it'll be a pull out, clean out, recap, live.
Yeah, and then we're gonna this will be like our podcast. YouTube has this new feature where you can have a podcast basically, and it kind of just is. It's kind of like a playlist basically, because we were already doing a podcast. It's basically, this is a live stream. It's like a normal live stream, but we're calling it a podcast, and it will live over there.
Technically, somebody could close their eyes, and it could be a podcast.
Yeah, it could be if we're doing soothing sounds and noises.
Well, I'm outside in the wilderness, so I'm almost there until a bug flies in my ear. But that's neither here nor there. So how I think we should start this off with pretty much recapping where we was and what we were doing and how we come across this truck.
Yep.
What do you think? Sounds good?
So, hopefully everybody listening and watching has watched our latest F100 recovery, which I think was our smoothest one ever recovering, and not as smooth finding as, I mean, we knew it was there, but I may not have put the magnet on the first time when we found this thing.
I think he did. It just fell off because he was really close and it was super rusty and disgusting. So I think he was all right, but it was only 7 feet of water. But let's sorry, wilderness creatures. Let me see here. So we were in Commerce, Georgia, and we were,
Yep.
I think we were down in Athens working a missing person case.
Mm-hmm.
And while searching for missing person, we made it all the way to Commerce and started scanning this reservoir looking for vehicles, and we found a pickup truck 7 feet deep. And we could immediately tell on the sonar that it was a pickup truck. And so we made a plan to come back with the tow truck and pull it out. And now you go.
Yeah, like we were in Athens searching. I don't think we've been to Athens before. We were talking about going a lot, and we were unsuccessful finding. I don't think we found anything in Athens, and then we got to the point where we were just looking in the surrounding areas, anything with a boat ramp, and then like I guess 20 minutes or so northwest ish is Commerce, Georgia. And they had this one little watershed with a little boat ramp, and lo and behold, we found this truck, man. So it's a cool little spot, though.
Yeah, now we was immediately thinking it was a more modern truck, just because, I don't know, just it was just a shot in the dark. But there was also like a neighboring city that had a news story out talking about a truck was stolen, and there was a reward offered for the pickup truck.
Oh
And
yeah,
so,
that was like a couple hours away. I found something that was like an oldish looking truck got stolen. Yeah, I mean that's kind of our research process when we're out searching, and then we do find a vehicle and we haven't dove yet, so we don't know what to search for model wise or make. We know it's a truck, obviously, and so I found that article. Sometimes you can find missing people
yeah,
cases that
we was hoping for it to be that truck because that'd have been cool. But sure
but
enough, we're starting to notice really fast also that these sonar shots. Well, we've known this, but we seem to always forget in the moment. But like the older the car, the longer it's been there, the better your sonar shot is. So this truck looked really good on sonar. So we should have known it was old, but we're wishful thinking. We was like, oh, it's a 2000s model Silverado or something like that.
Yeah, I think
But
it would have looked a lot better if it had the cab. It was like half gone.
yeah, the roof is completely gone, the whole back. But so anyway, like you dove it, and essentially you didn't really dive as much as you just walked out to it because you're like 9 foot tall.
Yeah, that was deceivingly. Well, we knew it was shallow, but like there was no drop off. It was just like a gradual. I mean, I walked almost all the way out there, and then I could once I got to the truck, I could hop up, and my head would poke out the water, and then you could see my head, and then I would go back down, which was kind of funny.
I remember when you went out there, the magnet fell off, and you was trying to find it, and I noticed you was veering off one way. Could you hear me banging on the boat?
No,
Oh yeah, I was like wailing on the boat trying to get you to come up, but you still popped your head up. But I was like, I wonder if that even works. But either way, finally found it, and then you discovered that it's it's a big Dorito.
yeah, I was worried. I'm like, oh man, it's we still pulled it out. We're gonna get it out because at first I was really thinking like this doesn't need. I don't know if it will come out in one piece because it was Swiss cheese, but Ford tough. This thing
Oh
this thing rolled right out, man. I mean, it was still spinning. Like I guess at that point everything was free.
yeah, the tires. Did you see that? He buzzed me.
It's all in your head,
The
man.
oh yeah, yeah. The tires were still spinning. They were flat, but even the steering mech still worked in it. Like the wheels were turning. I was kind of surprised, but the frame held up and the axles held up, so it rolled right out. And it ended up being like after it's all said and done, this ended up being a '72 Ford F100.
Yeah, that
Uh,
was the thing. There was a lot of debate about the exact year, but
yeah, people were sending me pictures because I was saying '67, and then like they changed a little bit from late '60s into the early '70s, and '72 was a dead ringer for that front grille. So I think it was pretty much a '71 or just a '72.
yeah, that's what it looked like from the pictures. Man, our community of people watching is awesome. Like they, I get. My cat's
Oh
walking.
God,
He's
oh my
gonna
God,
just if the live stream just ends, you'll know why.
it's because of the feline fiascos over
And I
there.
got a dog over here that really wants to play. But yeah, I mean, our community. What was I saying? That watches. I mean, they're so cool. I get a lot of criticism. I think more than you because I don't know my cars that well. But listen, I've never. That was my brother. Like I got three brothers. My oldest brother, he's the car guy, right?
Huh?
I kind of got like I love cars. I just I I can barely tell. You know, a,
So if they were car guys, what were you good at?
I was like the Lego guy, like take stuff apart, put it together, put it back together guy,
I
but like
was the
not
Lego guy.
but I'm pretty handy as a mechanic. Like I can, I've changed a lot of stuff on my cars.
I mean, you got to learn when you're stranded on the side of the road.
But
So
to be able to like just be out driving and then you see like some random model of car drive by and you're like, "Oh, that's a blah 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 Z732 with this horsepower engine this year." I'm like, that's like sports facts. Like I don't know anything about sports.
I'm not a sports guy, but I could kind of like. Well, I worked on cars for a while, so like I kind of know cars.
Yeah.
Older ones, I have a tough time. Like when the F100 first came out of the water, like I'm yelling, it's a Bronco, and then you're like, no, Broncos are Ford, or it's not a Bronco, it's a
It's
Ford.
a Ford. Well, see, I knew. Like, I'm not an idiot. I'm kind of slow, but I knew a Ford was a Bronco, or Bronco's a Ford. But in the
You
heat
hear
of the
that?
moment, I'm like, it's a Ford. It's not a Ford Bronco. I don't know.
That's kind of funny though. I was like, that made
But you
good
know
video
what?
because Fords are Broncos, but it
Yeah.
ended up not being a Bronco. It ended up being completely different. So I felt stupid too. But there was parts on that. I'm now another thing I've been listening to is lots of people have been hitting me up saying, "Oh man, I really need that bumper or that tailgate is salvageable or stuff." And then you get to thinking, you're like, there were parts on that truck that technically could have
Mhm.
been saved. We just don't have the space and time and energy to do it.
We
But it's
saved the
still,
hubcap.
yeah, just because. Well, yeah, we should have took all those hubcaps because those were really nice.
I feel like we
But
always save like a little piece of memorabilia. Is that the word?
I think it's
Souvenir.
only natural to keep something. I mean, we pull out a lot of old cars, and old cars are really cool. I can hear an echo, man. I can hear myself through this speaker. Can you
It's
hear
probably
me?
because I'm not wearing headphones. How bad is it on everyone listening?
I could just hear. I didn't know if it was worse for anybody listening or better, but oh, giant ant. Anyway, they'll tell you if they don't like it. How many people are watching? I don't have my chat box device open.
Oh, we got 50,000 people.
Man, I guess that's all right. I guess typical, but
No echo. Okay, I just turned you down, so it's harder for me to hear you, but it's better for
okay.
them to
It
hear
wasn't
us.
bad. So if nobody else can hear it, then I can deal with it. I like hearing myself talk.
Yeah, we know.
I'm just
Actually,
that.
I feel like I talk a lot,
Sure, we can go with that.
but it's funny because I don't really want to talk much. I'd rather let the action show what's going on in our videos, and
Oh, just play
it's like
some.
it's like a weird reaction where it's hard to film something and then not narrate what's going on. I think we're kind of conditioned by doing these YouTube videos. It's like that's our style. Then I watch
Hmm.
other people's videos and like they just don't even say anything. It's just like you know noises.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of like man, we probably could have went live when they was pulling out that other vehicle that's coming up in a future video and not said a word. And we probably had 1,000 people in the live stream watching, just because all the flashy lights and the cars and stuff. But
Yeah.
back to the F100. So, what was the tow company that took that off? Held that off? I forget.
Um, I don't want to get their name wrong. We work with a lot of tow companies.
Yeah,
I know you zoomed in on them. People will
yeah.
just
I
have
got a
to
bunch of
go.
pictures, but they just have to
People will have
watch
to
the
watch the
video. But
episode.
they had a really cool flatbed that came in and hauled it off, and it was effortless. And we hosed out all the mud and cleaned off a lot of it, so it actually didn't look like a mud pit, being just like a mess. And I figured that would be cool for us to start doing these clean out videos because you really don't know what's in all that mud, and you probably never will unless they take it back to the salvage yard and clean it out. But
Hmm.
since we now have the tools to do that, we could just clean it out at the boat ramp, collect all the stuff that might be in it, and if there is, God forbid, somebody in there, there, we'll be able to tell somebody. We're like, oh, there's somebody there. But
Yeah, I mean,
and it's really fun. An
do you want to talk a
ASMR
little bit
video.
more about our cleanup video idea? Because
The
I
well,
most it's not public yet, so most people except members haven't
that's
seen it yet.
true. And just yeah, it's out right now. It's early release for members. It's coming out this weekend for everybody. And essentially, it's a quicker style video. It's more of like us getting right into it. We got the car parked on the side of the lake in this instance, or up a boat ramp or anything like that. We got ourselves a pretty powerful water pump
Hmm.
that we pretty much just suck all the lake water up in it, and it sprays it out of a fire hose, and we just go to town hosing this car out, and we collect all the trash, all the fish that come out, and obviously all the mud and stuff runs right back into the water. If needed, we have oil pads if something's coming off of it that we don't want back in the water. So we're doing good there. But essentially, we just want to hose these cars off. It's a weird ASMR video. You ever watch these pressure washing videos? People just pressure washing their driveway,
Oh
and
yeah.
and for some reason you just can't stop watching it. Well, that's what we're thinking with these cars because they're always filled to the top with mud. They're completely muddy. They weigh 40 ton. So we just decided, well, let's just clean it out ourselves and film it and make a separate video. And then
Mhm.
whatever we find inside, we'll show you. This case, everything inside was mush, and we couldn't get the doors open, so it wasn't the best clean out, but we did clean a lot of it out.
Yeah.
And we found some flashlights and tools inside, and tons of catfish. We got 95% of the fish out of the car, which is like 30 or 40.
Dude, there was a lot of catfish in
There's
that
a
thing.
ton of catfish, and and they were all just like a foot long. They weren't huge or anything, but that one dude that took two of them with him, that was crazy.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
That was wild too. Like he was he was excited. He's like, "I'll take 2 catfish." I'm like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah, it was this older gentleman. He was fishing next to us while we were pulling, and he didn't even seem like he cared about what we were doing. Um,
Yeah,
but
nobody did really.
I don't think he caught a fish while he was the whole time. And we had called the police over, and the cops were so cool, man. I guess one of the guys, he was like, he fishes there a lot, and he's like, I know these locals; they'll take any of these fish. And he was like, "Hey, man, you want these fish?" And the guy's like, the old man was like, "Yeah, yeah." He like walked over,
He
pulled them
took
out of
one in
the
each hand. They were only like this big. They
yeah,
were not. They were not meaty. But sure enough, he took both with him and went home with him. I was like, all right, I guess. That was I don't know what he did with him, but I guess he got something out of it. That's pretty funny though, because he's a pretty older guy, but he's excited to get him. So
yeah. He's like,
maybe he
I'm like,
likes it.
I kind of felt bad. I'm like, I wish you came up like 30 minutes earlier. We'd have 50 of them.
Yeah, he could have got a bigger one at least, a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But I guess whatever. As long as he's got his belly full of fish, I guess.
Yeah, but that was a cool little area. I guess technically that was this town's drinking water. That's what a watershed is, I believe, right?
Yeah, they also we found out had a big sign that said no gas powered motors.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And at the same time, I was like, oh man, we broke the rules. But then I'm like, maybe they'll forgive us because we did remove this giant old truck out of their drinking water.
Yeah,
And my boat isn't exactly pouring oil into it either. I mean, it's a new motor, so I mean, like I think lesser of two evils.
but we didn't see that until after because it was kind of old
Yeah, it was kind of, we started. Yeah, we was already in too
sign.
deep. So it's
And
like,
the
all right,
cops,
we just got to do
nobody
it.
said
Yeah,
anything.
nobody cared. DNR never even showed up. So it was really funny. It's all the cops showed up, and I was probably 10, 15 years older than all of them. It's just a constant kick right in the sack every time that happens. As older I get,
You're
it's just
like a
like
fine wine, man. Is that?
I think I'm just like a can of beer that you find in the woods that hasn't been. I wouldn't drink it, but you think about it.
It's like, how desperate are you?
It's like, I mean, I'm really parched, but man, that thing looks like it's about to explode. I probably shouldn't. That's what I
Oh
think.
man,
I found a bush light floating in the lake once, and
did you?
I still didn't drink it. I thought about it. I'm the bush light of fine wine. That's what I think.
Well, and just for everyone tuning in, because we are live, this will live after the fact. We're trying to our new format. If you kind of missed what we were talking about before, is we're trying to put out a video of our main poll, and that'll be out. And then I guess a week later we'll have a clean out video, but it'll be early access to if you want to become a member to Wrecked and Recovered on our YouTube page. I don't know about on Facebook. We're still working on the things, but we're trying to just ultimately put out more content for you guys to watch because Wrecked and Recovered is we're trying to just really push it this year, even though it's like 4 months, 5 months into the year.
Well, if you think about it, it's like I think this is prime time because like it's starting to get warmer, depending on where you're at, and school's going to be wrapping up, summer vacation, all that stuff. A lot more people have more spare time to be watching these videos, so we gotta stay on our A game. Start finding more cars and yanking them out.
And I think it's awesome. So we're gonna try to do that. We'll have a clean out video, and then every recovery, we're gonna do this talking, just a way to connect with y'all live, or you can just listen to this as a podcast, maybe if you like the sound of our voice. I don't know. I don't understand why you would, but apparently some people like listening to us.
I have a beautiful voice. Like people could fall asleep to this voice. The sounds of Nug.
The sounds. No, you should start a uh
An ASMR whispering in the microphone thing.
I was gonna say like a mixtape or something. Yeah.
I like it. I'm gonna start doing ASMR videos, but like not what they should be. I'm like running around in the woods screaming, or I don't know, messing with goats.
Messing with goats, yeah.
Messing with goats. Nug messes with the goat. Depending on where your mind is, that could go anywhere.
Yeah. Very true.
Very true.
So what else happened when we were
Nug messing with my goats.
What else happened with this recovery? The F100. That's an
The
old truck, man.
Let me see. Well, we found the VIN plate. Surprisingly, it's still
Oh
in the
yeah.
door, and it was in perfect condition compared to the rest of the vehicle. Uh, and part of the tag was left. The only part was the expiration, which is like it expired in '87,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't get anything off the tag, the VIN plate, but it was also super old. Wasn't surprised that they didn't get anything off of it.
That's the only thing I get kind of. I think everybody gets aggravated a little bit about is like so a lot of these vehicles. There's no record, and it it's like I just want to know the story. Why is it there? We don't. Sometimes we find out if it goes through the system. It's like, oh, it was reported stolen. The dude was he was fishing, and his truck went in or whatever in the water. But some of these older ones are near impossible. Like we're never unless there's some old timer that's like, oh yeah, back when I was a little kid, we were playing around and dumped that thing in there. Or
But
I
that
wish
hasn't
we could
happened yet.
always.
We did find out about I got a video. Actually, the video I just put out. Did I? Maybe I did. Yeah, I did. The last video, the Ford Edge video out of Gadsden. Uh, the police did finally figure that out, so I actually could share that. So it would be cool if we could figure out the history of that vehicle in the time frame we have, which is next to
Right.
impossible most of the time.
We try our best. Like the taxi cab we pulled out would have been really cool. Like the family saw the videos and reached out and they're like, we're all placing bets on how it got there. Nobody knows, but because the owner had passed away and like he was probably the only one that really knew anything about it. But also the taxi, orange taxi, was kind of the thing that pushed us to start doing these clean out videos because we wanted to just get a better go through the car and we got plans for the clean out videos to make them a little more Breaking Bad esque. You'll see what we mean, I guess, in the future with that. But yeah, I'm like, man, part of me wants to go back to that tow yard and spray the taxi to see how orange it really is, because I bet that thing looked pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd have been cool. Too bad it was gosh, destroyed in the recovery process, but we never did figure out was there anything in the trunk, what was under the hood. That would have been a fun one to clean out because who knows what could have been in that.
Yeah, we found some like old, well, something, I don't know, something unique to taxis. I don't even know what that would be. I've never
A meter reader.
a meter. Yeah.
Because old school, it was just the numbers that turn, I guess, and you put I don't know, something like that. It's not digital. However
Yeah.
old school taxis were. I mean, kind of neat. Back in the
I don't think
day, before
have you
phones
been
and
in a taxi
digital.
before?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm an old man. That's how we got around.
I kind of knew the answer to that. I think I went once in a taxi, but they're kind of scarce nowadays with all these
We got Uber now.
ride sharers.
Yeah. No, I mean in the military especially, we'd go to a foreign country, a different city. That's how we got around. Taxi cabs would line up at the base because they knew we needed a ride to get somewhere. And that's just
Yeah.
that was that. Especially overseas. Hawaii, all that stuff. That's pretty cool. Taxis were our friend. I wish, man, I'd give anything to just be in today's technological age in the service. iPhones and all this crap
I
and
think he'd be in
Wi-Fi.
jail, honestly. Let's
Oh
be honest
man,
here.
dude. I mean, I don't know. If there was I think YouTube started in 2005. And if I would have been on my A game and jumped on that chance, I'd been a billionaire by now. Or in jail. Or both. I could have been a
Or both.
billionaire in jail.
Just want to give a quick shout out to Anita Moit for joining the War Army, becoming a member on YouTube. Thank you, Anita. It's a great way to support us. We got big plans on this channel.
Yeah, we're gonna
Speaking of
pull
big
cars,
plans,
trucks, jeeps,
well,
boats.
so the ultimate goal is to get a bigger tow truck or a bigger winch. Our current tow truck, we've been limping, we've been working. It's been in and out of the shop like 4 or 5 times. You just got it back. So what's the latest news on the tow truck?
He hooked the tow truck up to his diesel repair shop computer.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't find anything wrong with it. I mean, he reset the codes. It had low pressure or something like that. He tightened up all the bolts, but when I drove it back, it is lacking power in the low end, But when you get up to highway speeds, it seems like everything's fine. The turbo's working great. You definitely it doesn't feel gutless. But man, when you start off first, second, third gear, it just feels like it's not there. Like the
Yeah.
I don't know how turbos work, but the turbo gauge in the center, you know what I'm talking about? It never
Yeah.
moves hardly in the lower gears. But once you get up into the fifth gear overdrive, it actually balances out and gives you pressure as needed.
Hmm.
But when I first started off, I was like, man, this thing doesn't feel like it has the backing of a good turbo system. So I'm just maybe it does need a new turbo. Man, that's like thousands of dollars
Well,
going in
it's
there.
working, and,
It
and
works. It just
basically,
doesn't seem like it's blowing hard enough. Because you could stomp on it in second gear, and the thing doesn't go anywhere. Like it doesn't take off. Like you'd feel that turbo kick in.
yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know anything about diesels or turbos. So, but he said there's nothing catastrophic wrong with it. So I mean, it'll do the job. We'll just drive
Mhm.
it until it blows up, I guess.
I mean, so what happened was I was driving it, and yeah, there's two. I guess it's the outtake of the turbo. There's like a rubber hose and then a metal pipe and then another rubber hose, and the top one blew off because it wasn't tight enough. And then I put it back on. Dude, I was like, imagine me, 6'3", standing up inside. I'm like crouched on the engine in this random podunk gas station, like dark. I can't barely see. Everything's hot. I'm like tightening it, and like, oh, it was horrible. But ever since then, it hasn't been the same. It's just not as smooth. But I don't know. We've
I don't know. Maybe when it blew off, it damaged the turbo somehow, but it's still working. But maybe it's like
yeah,
wounded.
and it's still leaking hydraulic fluid apparently.
He was saying something like it's something. It's a constant leak, so it's not anything pressurized. I think it's coming out of the reservoir. So I don't think it's going to be. It's going to be annoying, but I don't think it's going to. We just have to make sure it has fluid in it. We'll check it daily at the end of the day to make sure because it's not pouring, but it's a
Hmm.
steady leak. Like it'll leave a puddle, a couple days.
Yeah, it's probably just a loose hose or something.
I just don't
Um,
know how to get to the reservoir without like getting
well,
up in there.
underneath there, it's kind of messy and rusty. But
Yeah, that rust is the devil. Nobody likes working on rusty
yeah, diesel
vehicles.
engines are supposed to be like good and last forever, right? I mean, I see the same truck last 300,000 miles if you treat it right. So,
In theory, I mean, diesels run. It's yeah, they run like a tank. But
and yeah, I've been seeing Julie and some other people have been sending me new wreckers to buy. We're trying. The goal is to get a new one, something that's really reliable and automatic, preferably, and the next size up winch. But that I haven't figured out what we want exactly. And if you guys have any recommendations, I mean, I want it to be like newer than 2010, preferably, or like a brand new one that we finance. I guess we're gonna have to finance it probably either way, but we're working on that. But I mean, the tow truck's still working right now.
oh yeah,
We're gonna
it'll
we're gonna
it'll do the
use it
job.
until it blows up, and then once it blows up, you'll know because we'll probably do a live stream or something.
Oh yeah, tow truck's on fire. Watch this. We'll just sit there and watch it burn.
And
But
then we'll have to, you know,
we talked to when we pulled out that car in Oak Ridge, on this future videos coming up. Quality Towing in Oak Ridge. He has
mhm,
been like I pulled out several cars. You and me have pulled out a couple in there, and Britton and myself. We pulled out a whole bunch of cars. Now, Quality Towing has always been the same. Like they must be just the tow company in Oak Ridge because they're always there.
mhm.
We was looking at their tow truck. He had a 2014 Dodge 5500 or whatever the equivalent is. Uh, and like it did the job, but he was saying it had like 12,000 pound or pull winches on it, and
Yeah,
I think ours only has 8,000. And this thing, it was effortless. We was both watching, like, man, he didn't have any trouble. Now, granted, he is a qualified tow company, so they probably know exactly what they're doing. But still, like, he pulled it up the bank and it was upside down, and they flipped it one shot, and I was just like, that truck is beefy for the size
yeah.
it is.
I think they upgraded custom winches because that's like you usually don't see that. I think the 12,000, like ours are 8,000 each. They said they were 12,000 each.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, they're big. You can look at them, you're like, wow, those are. It's almost like the ones that are on the flatbeds. Like that's it's kind of
it
look that
probably
big.
was.
But yeah, they didn't have zero problem. Like that truck wasn't doing wheelies or nothing. And I was like, maybe we should go for a Dodge next time.
I've been looking, man. It's a weird. I don't know. I could use some help, to be honest. But yeah, I've heard that you want to get something with a Cummins engine in it. That's what I hear on the streets.
That's why I hear they're good. Was it Ford has the Power Stroke or something like that?
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Ours is a 6.0 power stroke.
oh no, you need like 10.
Yeah,
You need like a 10.0 if they make those. Be kind of cool. I feel like I'm getting off center over and over again. I've
you're
been
off center.
leaning. I've been leaning, trying to stay. Then I'm like, where am I going here? Where am I going? There we go. Let's see if that works.
So where you at, man? You're on your new land. Have you done a live out there yet?
I don't know. We just probably we I don't know what we've done. We shot another video today. We was exploring the boarded up rooms and talking about like just doing nerdy cabin restoration stuff. I was up on the roof today, uh, putting a tarp over the whole thing so we could get it to dry out. And then we're gonna start tearing down walls, get rid of the mold. I got to get underneath it to jack up the floor to make sure it's all level and squared away.
So you didn't fall through the roof, is what you're saying.
No, I moved very carefully, and luckily I didn't. I did not fall through the roof. But this thing is weird, dude, because it makes noises. Like you can sit out here in a hot day, and like the other day I heard 3 solid knocks, just, and I'm just like, all right. And I got Candace. I was like, look, I know it's just a house expanding and shrinking in the wood and the heat. I was like, but I swear somebody just knocked on the window. I was like, I don't. If this thing's haunted, I hope they're nice because I'm not leaving.
Yeah, if you
So
guys aren't subscribed to Saving the Cabin, their new YouTube channel, go check that out.
yeah, it's pretty much a family fun channel. We make videos and do lives and go shorts on our spare time. And Candace is going to do a lot more videos than I am because, like, between Wrecked and Recovered and our other channels, we're busy
Mhm.
men. But
Yeah, we are pretty busy. We're trying to do longer trips, like to go farther away, but it's pretty difficult. We got families and pets and responsibility. It's hard, but it's kind of the format
yeah,
we've been working with, and it works. But it's like a half life on the road. That's what it
I need a
feels like.
vacation. I need a vacation so I can go somewhere and make more videos. That's pretty much my idea. Like, where are we going? Ooh, I'll make a video. Can't put my camera down. It's my life.
It is, yeah. As long as something doesn't hit the fan and get hacked or something gets deleted, I think we'll be doing this for a while. I mean, hopefully, I mean, I don't know. I'd love to see our channels get to 1 million and we be able to afford like this big equipment and clear up whole lakes. Get like 20 vehicles out and do big like live stream shows and have a crew and like I don't know.
It'd be
That's where I
fun,
see us in 1 year,
man. Well, here's
maybe
hoping.
5 years, maybe a few years.
I think we need to start pulling out boats too, or at least diving on them. Because if we find boats all the time. People just sink their boats. Nobody's getting them. But I'm thinking,
Yeah.
man, if we find boats like if they're metal, if there's aluminum John boats, then it's worth it because it's you can recycle that and get $1 out of it. So, and people will take those. The fiberglass boats are the biggest problem. There's a reason nobody got them because you got to pay to get rid of those boats. So that's where
Yeah.
our dilemma is with fiberglass.
Go to the
But
landfill.
yeah, you said something about it's either you or somebody else. Somebody said something about a boat boneyard,
Well,
like or a
I've
graveyard
al-
for boats.
I'm sure that's a thing. I guess I don't know. Maybe in Florida. I've taken like 2 or 3 boats just to my local landfill, and I think I just dumped them out there, and it was fine.
Well, when was that? Because they like charge you for everything now.
Well, they didn't charge me. I I'm pretty sure they didn't charge me as long as you live in that county or whatever, or that area.
Also, if we're bringing boats from out of state,
I think that'll be a
that might be
charge,
an
but don't
issue.
don't quote me. Maybe somebody knows more information about that. Um,
You have to call somebody. We could take the boats, gut them of all metal, and then we're back to square one. I don't know what to do with all that fiberglass. But
well,
that's
shout.
another thing. We find lots of boats that are already gutted, so it's just a
Oh yeah.
fiberglass hull floating down the river. Or like, man, what the hell? What we gonna do with that?
I think they were like on the side of the river. And then people like took the engine and they gutted them, and then the water gets raised and lowers, and they drift out. But they still have foam inside, so they don't sink. Or it's really hard to sink.
Yeah, we
But
ran up. We ran up on one, and I don't know. I already forget where we was at, but
and then we wouldn't. I guess we would call DNR to come check it out. The police couldn't do anything with a boat, right? I mean,
no, it'd be all DNR. But I also hear there's like all kinds of red tape and crap you got to go through. Like salvage and all this. And I was like, man, I'm just taking a piece of crap out of the river and throwing it away. I don't feel like calling anybody, but I don't know. We'll probably get yelled at some point, but be a good video.
probably we haven't had any drama or issues doing this, and we were so like worried that something would happen. It hasn't happened yet. Knock on wood somewhere. I don't know, but
But we'll run into somebody someday who's having a bad day and be like, who said you do this? And then I'm going to be all pissy and
we'll
it's
just
going to
start
make for
live
good
streaming.
TV. Oh,
We'll
yeah.
start,
I mean, live stream, turn every camera I got on. And be like, oh, this is going down. I was like, you're going to be famous. And was it? You can't have my ID. First Amendment audit. All that.
gosh, don't become one of those people.
Nah, not as a trade, but
No. Shout out to John Glida for joining the War Army, becoming a member. Thank you, John.
neat.
Another member to the team. You like what I did there? War Army,
It's
wrecked
pretty
and
good.
recovered.
I guess like you join the war army, and then if like depending on the levels, what do you like? You could be a private or a sergeant or a general or something like that.
Yeah. There's like different levels depending on how you want to pay. I wanted to make like custom logos and stuff. I haven't figured out how to do that
That's
yet.
easy.
I,
Are you talking
well,
about the badges?
the badges they change over each month though. Naturally,
Well, yeah. I mean, you seen mine. Like I've added. Oh yeah, it's easy. You just make. Yeah. It's easy. It's easy.
well,
You,
we'll
you,
figure that. We'll work on that. Well, I
yeah.
thought it was pretty cool.
I mean, you could put literal like army ranks. Like I'm talking about the insignias,
Yeah. I mean, we
sergeant.
have private, sergeant, captain, major, and general is what we
Oh
have
yeah.
right now. So it's just a way to help us, and we're gonna try to keep this movement growing and clean up all the cars while we're searching for missing loved ones out on the roads. And I mean, ideally, we'd be. Oh Lord, the dog just came in.
Oh, it's all over
She
for you.
like hurls stuff around. But yeah, our goal is to just do everything. I think we're taking on more than we can handle, and then we'll
Mm-mm.
figure out a way to do it.
Nope, we're good. We just got to stay on track and focus.
No,
Road to a million.
I don't know if I'm saying this right. Kiala, she asked if we have merchandise for Wrecked and Recovered.
Mm-hmm.
We have some, wreckedandrecovered.com. You can go
Yeah,
there.
we got shirts, we got hats. I
Well,
think
that's
that's
for
all we
sale.
got.
Yeah,
But
I guess all these are for sale, right? The hats and these
yeah,
shirts.
they're all online. Just go wreckedandrecovered.com. It'll take you right to the page.
Yep.
And you get yourself some shirts, some hats, and then as new stuff comes out, we add it on there. It's pretty much we're at the whim of I think it's Shopify is who we used for our merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever they offer, we'll take advantage of, and we'll try to give the best deal we can. I don't want somebody spending $50 for a T-shirt. I think that's stupid. So like, go check it out.
But I mean, these have been pretty good quality and lasted a while.
Yeah, the shirt I have actually is one of a kind. It says "I run with scissors."
Oh yeah, that's not our shirt, right?
Nope, that's just for me. One of a kind.
Maybe we should auction off our sweat-stained hats after every summer.
I don't know. I'm finally breaking it in. I like this
Mine
hat.
has like a nice line right here.
Well, this is the camo one, and it's fitted. So like, I like this hat. Covers up my balding, nappy hair. All right. I'm running out of daylight. So what do you think? We wrap this baby up?
Yeah, we can wrap this up. Quick shout out to Pamela Guard for joining the War Army. Thank you, Pamela, becoming a member. Yeah, so if you guys are tuning in, thank you for watching this long. Basically, we're going to try to touch base with y'all after each recovery that we do. Ideally, that's once a week. And then, but we'll see. Because, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we might have, if we have 4 recoveries, like, planned out, then we'd have to do, like,
We'll have 4
we'll
live
have,
streams.
we won't have to wait a week for the clean out video. So it'll be like a recovery 3 days later, the cleanout video, then 3 days or so later. We'll figure it out.
It'll be quick. We won't make you wait
But
too long.
that's our format. We're gonna try to do, three. I guess ideally 3 videos a week: a recovery, cleanout video, and a live stream about each vehicle.
Might be
And
biting off more than we could chew there, but
that's
still.
our goal. But hey, we gotta have big goals.
That's a big one. 3 videos a week on top of our other channels. Man,
Well,
you see all the
maybe
gray? You see this? I don't have much left, man.
you're kind of pixelated, so I don't know. You kind of look just like
I'm in the
a big
dark.
blur.
I'm darky. I have a motion
But
light, but it's not working.
well, we will wrap up this live stream podcast, whatever you want to call this. I think it's going to be a mixture of both. I don't know, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let us know what you think about it. If you like us touching in, going live, Dirty Magyackers with a donation. Thank you. Smash that thumbs up, everybody. Yeah, leave a thumbs up. It really helps us. We got big plans, and I hear liking our video helps the algorithm.
My motion light turned on.
You're burning.
I know. Oh yeah. Oh god.
But yeah, let us know, and let us know if you have any recommendations on what tow truck or where to get one, or if you know of a good deal. We're gonna keep ours going. Maybe it'll last like 5 years. It's gonna be like down the road.
Oh yeah, we'll limp it to the next spot. We'll get it. We'll get as much as we can out of it, and then we'll pass it on to the next tow company, and then I don't know. It's not. It's gonna catch on fire. That's the plan.
Well, hopefully we get. Hey, we pulled out 10 cars now.
Yep, we're 10 for
So
10.
we 10.
We got one spot that has 3 cars. We're going for. We're gonna do all of those back to back, so we'll have plenty more videos coming up. And I think we got plenty. We just got to venture out and find more. There's more up in Kentucky. There's all kinds of places. Bigger cities, they got endless amounts of
everywhere,
cars.
and they're finding, and Sunshine State Sonar. I mean, he's finding they're finding a bunch down there in Florida, cleaning them out. So it's awesome.
Oh yeah, I think we'll be fine. Ooh, you know what? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Yep.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching, tuning in, listening, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check us out. Check out our F100 recovery video and our other ones if you haven't seen those. And we appreciate y'all tuning in.
Bye bye.
See you on the next one.